Good morning, Capri lovers. There she is, the old beaut, with the back end jacked up. Beautiful sunny morning at Yorkshire Classic Cars here in Retford. Very, very minor update. Done a little bit of work on the back. As you can see now, can't remember when it was, I think it was last Saturday, I have sprayed. Let me just zoom out a little for you. So the boot opening interior is now green as opposed to orange, which is a huge step forward. It was probably the most horrific task I've ever done. I ended up looking like the Hulk when I'd finished it. I was green all over. Stripped it out, cleaned the fuel tank. Tank is now clean. This is just a bit of oil on top. Sandblasted and stripped all things like my tank straps and resprayed them in 2-pack because it lasts a lot longer. Battery tray, stripped, painted in 2-pack. Hinges, just resprayed with a little bit of matte black, satin black, sorry, and the nitrous bottle mounts. You'll notice the nitrous bottle mounts, never really mentioned this before, but I hinge these when I get them. I cut them there, put a small hinge in, weld it all up again, and that makes life significantly easier rather than trying to, obviously, access is tight here, so it's difficult to slide the bottle out. So all you do is undo those, either by hand or with an ugga gun, and then you can just lift the bottle out. Makes life significantly easier. The paint finish on the boot floor and everything is not great. All I did was I keyed the gloss, because it was non-drip gloss, over red oxide primer or cellulose primer. I then etch primed it. You can see I've done some of the car inside there. I'll show you in a moment there. And then I sprayed it with green 2-pack. It came out really nice. It would have taken... The finish isn't great. I did consider stripping all the tubes and pipes and scraping the paint off and sanding it back, but seriously, it would have taken literally forever. And then I was debating brush painting it again, which I may end up having to do on the interior, depends how, if I can get it masked up well. But spraying it on like this just made life significantly easier. All the back panel is done here. There's a few bits of muck in it from drilling it up. The boot latch is in here. The rear lamps are in, the number plate is on. Looks a bit wiggly wobbly, but it isn't. Same rear lamps as a mk1 Escort on a pre-facelift Capri. These are both offside rear lamps, I think. They were the best ones I had at the time. Did have quite a few of them. And I bought a number plate light, which I was going to show you. Absolutely no idea what I've done with it. I was going to ask you just to compare those to what you found, what you would prefer. Let me just... Okay, found the number plate light. These are actually off a trailer, but they look the part. I'm debating putting 2 here, one at each side of the number plate, or do you think I should just have one where I used to have it over here in the middle? It's a little bit more subtle. I aren't really sure, or maybe even get a chrome one for the middle. This is how the racing cars used to have it, so I think this might be the winner, but I'm just not really sure. They're only little plastic things, so they don't go rusty. They used to be metal and they used to go really rusty. Colour sanded the back panel, and as you can see now, it's colour sanded and polished. It's come up high gloss, which is a little bit annoying, but unfortunately that's the nature of the beast. And quite honestly, I don't mind the gloss black, I really don't. When I sprayed the back, overspray has gone literally everywhere, as you can see. Smooth. You can cut it back, obviously, it's not a big deal. It's over literally everything. Okay. Next video to come up on the car is the exhaust system. Don't know if you can see, that's why it's jacked up in the air. Stayed back late last night. Managed to get the exhaust mounted up. I'm going to show you that. I'm filming that as we go. One at each side. Those are some sort of Flowmaster style mufflers. Started etch priming the interior. It will all get just a spray over with that nice pale grey, because that then will match the exterior of the car. When I painted the car, the gentleman who sold me the paint said, whatever you do, make sure the undercoat is all the exact same shade. He said, because there's so much yellow in this paint, it's virtually clear, so it will sort of ruin the top finish if you don't do it right. As you can see in here, it's all nicely green sprayed in there now. So everything is actually covered, which I was quite pleased about. It was more luck than judgment, I'd like to say. This is why everything's ended up green overspray, this gap here. Because I had to put 3 coats on, I had to keep coming back and spraying that way and that way from the boot. So the plan was originally to put a coat on there, quite a thick coat, mask that up and then spray the other way. Unfortunately, that just didn't happen. It didn't work, so I had to do it that way. Just in the process of putting some mounts in for the exhausts. I'll show you those when I actually do the actual welding. Do the actual video, sorry, for the welding the exhaust system up there, just to strengthen the floor a little bit, and I'll explain that more thoroughly. Steering column now back in, as you can see, with clip-off steering wheel, which now works. Just nip round that side, excuse me. Excuse me also. So that now works again, that's all bolted in, the wheel isn't bolted tightly to the column adapter. As you can see, that's a nice safe job. The boss has gone a little bit wiggly wobbly. It seems to be working now, but it was a bit hit and miss before, so yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have to send that back. I obviously can't cut the bit off that I've welded on. So yeah, that's the update. I'm on with the exhaust pipes. Full 3-inch system, twin side exits. These were planned originally to replicate the Gunston Piranha that used those side exits like that, except with silencers. The Gunston didn't have those. This is going to have a couple of those silencers. I'll get it up more in the air so you can see that, and I'll do a how-to sort of video on the exhaust system, which will lead off from the turbo once I've mounted it back on. So yeah, that's where we're up to at the moment. Work's pretty blooming busy. I'm just about to do a video on the white stag over here. Just going to do a quick how-to on doing the shims for the buckets and shims for the camshafts. And that'll be to follow also. Okie dokie. Stay happy. Love you, capris. Goodbye.